Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Pokemon fans of the world, it's Mega Crasher, and it is go time, ladies and gentlemen. Now, for those of you guys that haven't seen my last video, I urge you right now to pause this video and check it out, okay? It'll be in the card right above my head and in the description box down below. But anyways, if you guys have already seen it, well then let's keep on going here with the video, and let's get to it. So ladies and gentlemen, moments after my last video went live, I kind of had an idea dawn on me, and I'm like, you know what? I think it is high time that I do a guide video for you guys on how you can most effectively beat Articuno as what I am going to assume is going to be a temporary raid boss for 3 hours, because if you guys haven't seen my last video, there was a whole bunch of breaking news basically stating that if the research events were to be a success, then for 3 hours on July the 7th, Articuno is going to be a legendary raid boss, and there is a possibility that it could be encountered as a shiny. So let's just go ahead and let's assume that we are going to completely crush all of the obstacles ahead of us, and that Articuno is going to be a temporary raid boss for level 5 tier legendary raids. And with that said, I'm here to give you guys a guide / breakdown of Articuno, so that way you guys know what you guys are getting yourself into, and you guys have all the tools you need, the keys to success, if you will, when it comes to battling Articuno, the legendary raid boss. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so first things first, as you were seeing right here, we're going to be going over the typing of Articuno. So, as you're seeing here, it is Ice and Flying. Now, what that means, ladies and gentlemen, is that it's going to have an extreme vulnerability to Rock-type moves. In translation, Smackdown Stone Edge Tyranitar, aka the best Rock-type attacker there is in the game. Sorry, Golem, you've been outclassed, my friend. Now, here's the thing, is that if you somehow don't have access to Smackdown Tyranitar, then Rock Throw and Stone Edge Golem is going to be your next best option. Now, aside from all that, ladies and gentlemen, it is also weak to the likes of Fire, Electric, and Steel type moves, and it will still deal some really solid, super effective damage on your end. Now, whatever you do, ladies and gentlemen, do not utilize Grass, Bug, and Ground type moves against it, because it happens to have resistances against those types. Alrighty, so as for the moves that it can utilize, its quick move, and its only quick move, is going to be that of Frost Breath, which is an amazing move. Now, the charge moves that it utilizes goes as follows, that being Ice Beam, Icy Wind, and Blizzard. Now, if you want my recommendation, I would definitely go for something like Ice Beam if you're going to be using this Pokemon as an offensive Pokemon, because it is a 2-bar move, and it is going to be giving you really solid DPS regardless. And Ice Beam is just overall an instant classic of a move anyways, not just in the main series games, but in Pokemon Go as well. Alright, so as for its stats, its attack is going to be that of 192 points, whereas its defense obviously going to be the highest out of the 3 stats at 249 points, and last but not least, we have a respectable base 180 points for stamina. So, while this Pokemon may not be offensive oriented as the other legendary birds, this Pokemon definitely is not a slouch when it comes to taking hits during raid battles, so I would highly recommend you do not underestimate this Pokemon's sheer bulk. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so as for the CP, if you were to encounter this through a research breakthrough, a 100 IV Articuno would appear at you with 1,257 CP, with a 100 IV ranking at level 20 if you were to either hatch it, which is impossible, at least at this point in time in the game, or if you were to encounter this through a raid, which is possible, it would have a CP of 1,676. Now, if you were to encounter this Pokemon in the wild at maximum level 30, it would have a CP of 2,514, and of course, if you were to max it out with 100 IVs, it would be 2,933 CP. That is pretty beefy. Now, of course, if this was to be a weather-boosted encounter after you beat it in a raid, it would have a CP of 2,095. And that translates to it being at level 25 And if this was to be encountered in the wild, weather boosted, at level 35, it would translate to a CP of 2,723. Now, I want to reiterate the point that at least at this point in the game, you cannot encounter this Pokemon in the wild, only through raids or special events. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so now that we got the basics out of the way, I'm going to be presenting you guys, in my opinion, the top 5 Pokemon that you should use while battling against Articuno. So coming in at number 5, we have, in my opinion, the wild card out of the 5, that being Charizard. And the reason I say that this is a wild card is for one move, that being Blast Burn. Now, this Pokemon with Blast Burn is actually going to make it a surprisingly good Pokemon to use against Articuno. Now, while it may take neutral damage against its Ice-type attacks, you have to agree with the fact that the combination of Fire Spin and Blast Burn is going to offer a tremendous amount of DPS for Charizard, allowing you to get a really solid amount of damage off. So if you were to utilize Charizard with Blast Burn and you were lucky enough to get a Charizard with Blast Burn on its community day, well, you would be doing yourself a pretty solid favor by having this Pokemon in your lineup when you are battling against Articuno. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so coming in the number 4th spot here, we have ourselves the legendary bird Moltres, and like Articuno, it has the flying typing, but it has the fire typing as well. And this Pokemon, although it has the same typing as Charizard, making it only neutral against Ice as a resistance, this Pokemon's DPS output cannot be ignored. With the combination of Fire Spin and Overheat, this Pokemon is no slouch in battle against Articuno, and it will leave a nasty burn against the legendary Bird of Ice. Now, also, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say that this actually ties in the same spot as Entei, being another Fire-type legendary, and even though it doesn't have the flying dual typing, and therefore is going to have a full-fledged resistance against Ice-type attacks, it has the exact same moveset as Moltres, that being Fire Spin and Overheat, and this Pokemon alongside Moltres makes it one of the best candidates when it comes to your offensive team against Articuno. And I also gotta preface the point that Moltres alongside Entei are the best Fire-type attackers to use, so you cannot go wrong when you are utilizing the likes of Moltres and Entei. So coming in the number 2 spot here, we have Golem. Now, this used to be the number 1 go-to Pokemon when it came to the likes of Articuno, Ho-Oh, and Moltres. But see, it's number 2 because of the number 1 entry, but this Pokemon still cannot be overlooked. This is a Pokemon that you will not be disappointed with when it comes to utilizing its offensive prowess against Articuno. With the combination of Rock Throw and Stone Edge, it still is a very, very potent Rock-type attacker. And not to mention, unlike the first 3 entries here in this video, this will capitalize on Articuno's 4 times weakness to Rock-type moves. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the number 1 go-to Pokemon for Articuno. Yeah, you guys saw this coming, didn't you? Yes. We have ourselves the pseudo-rock-type legendary Pokemon known as Tyranitar. Now, this Pokemon right here with Bite and Stone Edge was already a considerable Articuno counter as is, but because of this past Community Day, it now has access to Smackdown and Stone Edge, making it the most potent Rock-type attacker there is in Pokemon Go. Now, because of this shoots Tyranitar up to the number 1 spot on this list, and without question, it is going to be the most effective Articuno counter, making it so that you can fully capitalize on its amazing Rock-type capabilities and capitalize on Articuno's 4 times weakness to Rock-type moves. Now, you would be absolutely silly to ignore Tyranitar, and I also gotta say that this is, in a way, you could say a wild card, because if you somehow don't have access to smack down Tyranitar, that's okay. Well, not really, but I'm sure you'll manage when it comes to battling against Articuno. Because, ladies and gentlemen, there are lots of other Pokemon that you can utilize that is going to do fairly well against Articuno, such as the likes of Metagross, such as the likes of Scizor, just to name a few, you know? This Pokemon has a lot of weaknesses to capitalize on, but the thing is, though, is that do not underestimate this Pokemon by any means. This Pokemon is bulky, this Pokemon is mean, and this Pokemon will have no mercy against you if you come unprepared. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so that right there is going to be concluding this guide video. I certainly hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys did, please be sure to smash the like button, and let me know down below your thoughts on Articuno and your thoughts on its counters. Do you guys have anything that you have to say in the comment section down below? Please be sure to sound off and let me know. I love hearing from you guys, honestly, I really do. And don't be afraid also to give criticisms here for these sort of videos, you know. I don't put them out just so that you guys can stay silent. I want to hear from you guys, alright? So I want to say thank you again for watching. I really and truly appreciate all the love and support that you guys have shown my content as of late. We are almost to 60 subscribers. That is amazing. So keep up the good work, guys. You guys are killing it. So thank you again for watching. I love each and every single one of you, and I'll see you next up, though.